There's a time in the market cycle where assets begin to run wild. It's been historically very beneficial for SHIB and other alts in the space. And I'm going to go ahead and call it now. We are there. We have officially started alt season. Now, what people need to understand is that this doesn't necessarily mean just straight up and to the right. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's just not going to be any pullbacks ever. And what people need to understand is that it's still going to be this buildup that has to take place. It still happens gradually over time. But what alt season means is that we are going to see heightened levels of optics for retail users. We're going to see higher levels of retail inflows in terms of users. We're going to see higher level of capital inflows into alts instead of BTC and Ethereum. Now, the big reason why I say this and why this is going to be beneficial for SHIB is the BTC dominance chart looks like it has topped, and it's showing quite a bit of bearishness right now. So every market cycle, we tend to go through this period where the BTC, not tend to, we do. we go through this period where the BTC dominance chart does in fact top. So far, we had our top back in actually April, and this was at 57%. And there comes this point where you hit the top and you basically have nowhere to go but down. And what BTC is doing in this dominance chart right now is it is actually showing you a lower high and lower lows. So we now are on this bearish trend in terms of BTC dominance. What I'm also seeing here is we tend to stay away from this 200-day moving average in terms of the BTC dominance chart. And right now we're very quickly approaching it. We had a few times, obviously back here at the end of December when things got exciting, back here where alts gained a bunch of dominance as well. And since then we've stayed far away from this, and we're very quickly approaching this. The last time we were actually kind of down below that range was early January of 2023 when alts just went wild. Amazing start to the year. Right now, what it looks like we're on the actual trajectory to do is come down, touch this, maybe come up, maybe make a lower high here before really kind of falling off a cliff sometime in midsummer. That would actually make a lot of sense, because when we look back historically at this BTC, this BTC dominance chart, we've done the same thing time and time again. You guys can see topping, big drop off before the even further drop off, right? Up here, topping, big drop off before the further drop off. We do not break this long-term trend line. This is why I don't think BTC dominance will continue to rise. It's likely to fall. Now, the interesting thing about this, I don't know why I did that. Now, the interesting thing that is happening is this is the earliest we've seen this top, okay? When we look at in 2021, it happened in January. When we look back at 2017, it happened in February. Now we've done this actually early in April of the year of the halving. Does this mean an accelerated market cycle? Not necessarily. And the reason why is everything else is still happening at a normal time frame. And what we're likely to see now is heightened levels of retail, the likes of which we have not seen. And the big reason for this is the reason I've talked about time and time again, mass adoption. You now have heightened optics outside the space. You have retail paying attention at levels they never have. And we're now at this point where people really do want to create generational wealth. They want to set themselves up well. So you're likely to see alts take big steps forward, because guess what? Those that have big money, they tend to go for the more stable, more risk-averse assets like BTC and Ethereum. Lower capital retail, they want stuff that moves faster, stuff where they can make more X's in a shorter period of time. That's SHIB. That's many of these other alts in the space. And again, when we look at these top assets in the space, which ones have the most optics? Which ones are retail paying attention to the most? Shiba Inu is one of them. It's been top 3 for a very long period of time, and that hasn't changed. That's why SHIB, when retail is doing what it does, it tends to have some of the highest flows. It tends to have some of the highest volume. It tends to perform some of the best in the market. Hopefully that makes sense. So we're now in a very exciting time, but still temper your expectations. It takes time to get to performance like you typically see in that last year of the bull market. So I appreciate you guys as always. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.